Canis lupus dingo. It's not a dog and it's not a wolf. It's found nowhere in the world but in Australia. Surely then, one might expect this unique icon to be protected, but mainly due to lobbying from sheep farmers, the dingo has been declared a pest to be eradicated rather than saved, and the favourite, cheapest and easiest form of eradication is the use of 1080 baits. Simon Stretton from the Dirong Dingo Sanctuary says evidence now shows that the poison has actually worsened the very problems it was meant to solve.
So with all this 1080 baiting, even farmers will admit it's not killing off the dogs, we're getting more dogs. So if you've got some dogs or dingoes in an area which it's their territory and they're protecting it, if they're killed, well then it's like the rest of the neighbourhood is going to move in and take over because that place is now void of a dominant pack. So farmers are admitting when they're baiting, next thing you've got more dogs there and more dogs, and it just keeps going on and on. But scientists are now saying, well listen, if you had a dominant pack of dingoes that were there, they would protect that area, and it's been known that dingoes can live with cattle.
Another problem for the dingo is that colours and subspecies, other than the familiar ginger alpine dingo, are mistaken for feral dogs and persecuted as such.
Well, there's so many different types of dingoes that they adapt to their own climate, and this might take hundreds and hundreds of years, but in the end we've got so many different types of dingoes in Australia that adapt to their own climate. Also with dingoes we've got different colours. We've got the ginger colour, which most people are familiar with. Then we have this sable colour, which we have this black sabling across the back. A lot of people thought that was due to a hybrid influence from wild dogs or something like that. Then you have the black and tan. They probably take up about 18% of the type of dingoes. Then you've got the white ones, they take up less, 2%, and then you've got the pure black dingoes, well they're probably less than 1%, they're pretty rare.
Public education is a major aim of Simon's and of the Save the Fraser Island Dingo Association, who would like to see a sanctuary set up on Fraser Island.
So I put forward an idea of setting up a sanctuary which could be used basically for educational purposes. We could probably also have the bachelor people hook up, have a information centre there too, cultural centre. And the idea was that I would bring my dingoes, and if we were to lease say 100 acres of national park, and then at the front part of the sanctuary, say 3 to 5 acres, we would have these dingoes here on display. I was convinced that if the tourists knew that there was a sanctuary that they could come to see dingoes like in a natural environment as they are here, just coming and going. The whole idea was that you could come and look at them, take photos, listen to an educational talk about the dingoes, but the idea was that you would leave the rest of the dingoes on Fraser Island alone.
If our governments don't start to listen to people like Simon, we could lose the dingo forever. Some scientists are now predicting that unless it is protected, the dingo could be extinct by the end of this century.